Welcome back, everybody. This is Big Cheds coming to you live. I'm here with Big Chonis. Big Chonis, what's up, man?
Hey, good evening, Chad. Thanks for having me tonight. I appreciate it.
You're so formal. You can find
You taught me so well.
I know. You can find my friend here on Twitter at Big Chonis. He does a lot of really good like video updates, kind of on the spot. Here's one right here from 7 hours ago, pinned tweet, and that's pretty cool. He does that for you guys, and you can find me on Twitter at Big Cheds. You know, we're not advisors, Big Chonis. We're just a couple of friends who like to talk crypto, right?
Indeed, buddy. Indeed.
So what's going on? You know, I kind of made fun of you, but you were right. I mean, you drew this trend line. You really kind of noticed this pretty well here, and it looks like we were rejected exactly at the this ascending resistance line on this this big high volume bull impulse. Clearly met with a little bit of trouble. We see what, a fifth rejection point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're kind of hanging down here. What do you think we're doing on Bitcoin right now?
Well, let's kind of step back for a moment and kind of just assess the last 2 weeks of trading, because really that's really set the stage for where we are currently, you know, right now. And I remember, was it last week, we were at the lake and we were seeing Bitcoin, you know, $5,700, $5,800. And, you know, a lot of people were calling for that 5,000. It's kind of hit 5,000, you know, 5,350 was out there as well by certain people. That lower 5,000s was on everybody's mind. Oh, here we go. Everything looks so bearish. In reality, we've seen this kind of bullish slight turnaround over the past 2 weeks. And what we see now is this consistent rejection, though rising in price, of this line here, which you've mapped out with these circles. I've also noticed this kind of trend where we are unable to break that kind of line there. However, we are still drifting higher. And until we break this higher low, slightly higher high from a very short time frame, you know, the bulls still have control here.
Yeah, that's true. So at what point will the bulls, you know, lose control, no longer have control?
Well, we still have a lot of time on that. You know, I've been kind of mapping out this this trend line here and trying to understand why we basically are where we are here. We can go really as low as 6,300, maybe even 6,250, and basically see we are still in this kind of upward trend here. There's no reason why that still can't play out. We've had really these nice moves over the past, you know, several hours here, and you know, we're basically seeing, there we go, that looks a little better. And we're basically seeing that as long as we can hold between, you know, $6,250, $6,300 here, the bulls still have control. And what has happened is Bitcoin stability and slight rise has allowed kind of the overall crypto market to kind of stabilize, you know, take a breath, and basically figure out, okay, we can pause now. And you're seeing, you know, alts popping and everything like that again. So you're seeing certain things that are positive and bullish, while Bitcoin slowly but steady turns a little bit higher.
I think that's kind of where we're at. You know, for me, let's just kind of zoom out here and go to the daily chart. I'll remove all this squiggly nonsense here. So it's kind of like an inverted head and shoulders without the right shoulder. You know, that's the bull view. I mean, you can kind of argue we have kind of a rejection here around the middle Bollinger, so to speak. Where do we find support, though? We look back right about to this point right here. So when we had our drop November 12th, and we were able to close right here, Big Chonis, at, what is that, 5809? And it looks like that's kind of what we just bounced off of. And we kind of have like a short term, kind of like a really, really short-term double bottom, I believe. Yeah, you see that wick. It's kind of a short-term double bottom. So what we want to see now is a lower high. We need to put in a lower high, right? Because we have our higher low, sorry, lower high, and then another lower high here. Now we need to see a higher low, right? So that was here's our initial higher low. Maybe we can put one in. I'd be looking right around here. What do you think? 62, what is that? 88. What do you think for higher low right there?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's part of its trend and part of its, you know, lines of stability, and then part of it is like you know, kind of Yeah, I don't know. Are we? I might not be able to kind of see what's going on here. Um, Hold on one second here. Let's see if we can fix this.
Yeah, we'll have to work through it. But the point is, we need to put the Bitcoin needs to put in a higher low on the daily chart to kind of confirm we have a reversal. So that's kind of what we're looking at right there. And I was watching Litecoin. Big Chonis, did you notice how Litecoin was lagging Bitcoin, and then it kind of like it made a move yesterday when Bitcoin was silent. Like I think it moved first. Were you watching that? You saw that yesterday?
I keep thinking about Litecoin and about maybe it. You know, you mentioned when it fell below its, so basically it formed a lower low back when it hit maybe 73 or 72 even. I think it was 73 or something. And you noted that the previous low was like 74 something, and then it hit 73. So it basically put in a situation where it was more bearish at one point, and now it's trying to make up for its bearishness by actually pushing a little bullishness. And actually the LTC BTC ratio was slightly, by a couple percentage points, a little more bullish. That's the first time we'd seen that in quite a while.
So what does that mean to you? What are you kind of?
It means that Litecoin at the moment of $72, $73 was more oversold than it should have been. And then in this morning's price action, where we basically touched 90 and double topped, it actually created a situation where, you know, we were too oversold, and then we were kind of a little bit too overbought. So Litecoin's pullback in this moment here, while Bitcoin slightly pulls back, could be a little more from a percentage standpoint, a little more harsher, you could argue, than what Bitcoin we could see with, you know, the Bitcoin price action.
What do you think Ethereum is up to? Let's take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum's kind of hanging in there too, right now. You know, but it's reached its peak as well, kind of like Bitcoin. It looks like it was rejected right around the 480 range, and then pulled back.
So it's funny. It's like you try and find bullishness, you know, with Ethereum, and it's funny how we're in this $400 range. And I remember, it just kind of sticks out to me because I remember Ethereum back last year, you know, towards the end of last year, we were in this kind of high 300s, 400s range for such a long time. And now here we are once again trying to find some bullishness, trying to find some bottoming stability potentially, you know, that maybe is there. You know, I think it's rising slightly as where Bitcoin is. Personally, from a longer term perspective, I almost feel like it has the most bearishness to it just because it had the bigger parabolic move, and therefore it can have the bigger parabolic rewind or unwinding, if you will.
That's a great call. That's a great call. I'm just going to check Binance real quick just so we can we'll look at one or two alts here, and then we can kind of move forward. Let's take a look at the most active key. That what is this, self key? I know that one ran yesterday. It's probably pulled all the way back.
Well, let's look at the volume. Yeah, the volume they're showing.
Wow, 35 Bitcoin. Normally the highest one is like 10, right? Big Chonis, usually like 8 or 9, 10.
It could have been a fat finger. I know you had tweeted a crazy, like insane spike in the 1 minute chart.
I know 1 minute chart, Syscoin, SYS.
You know, so these things happen when there's a fat finger, and we've seen it with some of our friends even in their trading where they try to do you know, 100 or 1,000, and then they put that extra zero there. Maybe the key was stuck, and then all of a sudden, if the money's there in your account, market executes, and then holy crap, you're in some crazy position you weren't expecting. So
yeah, it's not showing here, but I think it went all the way to 99 Bitcoin or something kind of obscene.
Oh my God.
Let's just do we'll do 2 or 3. Let's do EOS for sure. Now EOS did have a nice wedge consolidation break yesterday, which I'm kind of pulling up here on the screen. EOS, BTC, but it looks like it's you know, it's pulling back here. It's going to try to find support. Where do you think? I think we maybe like right around here would be an area to look. This prior peak where it kind of slowed down here, 13130. Where would you be looking? And what are your thoughts on EOS right here?
So there's chart thoughts I have on EOS, and then there's like overall fundamental thoughts I have, kind of on EOS. So from, a chart perspective, I agree with everything you just said there. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we have a very nice rising RSI that shows, we have a nice, bullish momentum. We've had this long bottoming consolidation, which we were able to break bullish on. These are all very positive things here. I do feel, though, it is still kind of unwinding from its pretty parabolic move that you could argue it had, over the past several months, leading up to its big unveiling of its main net, system there. So, when Bitcoin bounces, you see other alts bounce. EOS is trying to create themselves as like the Ethereum alternative in the long run.
Right.
Bottom line is, as the ICO raised like billions of dollars here. So, EOS will continue to be some sort of a player, obviously, as we move forward, and just watch it, because whenever Bitcoin, seems to bounce 5%, you see a 9 to 11% bounce sometimes with EOS, but the same can be true on the downside as well.
Yeah, that's a great point, I think. But what do you think about the chart? What do you think about the chart, though?
Like I said, yeah, it had a bullish break with now consolidation.
Yeah.
And as long as basically kind of puts in a higher low, this can continue.
Right.
But overall, as I said, I still expect more, pushback on it.
You want to pick one? What's on your fancy here?
Yeah, let's do one, and then let's probably just wrap it up.
Sure.
I think one, that we can talk about, which is, a lot of these kind of higher market cap coins, that ran so hard back in the day, we want to kind of watch and see what they do. So let's look at ADA.
Yeah.
Because I think that kind of really tells a tale. It does, about what we're experiencing right now
it does
in the
tell
alt market.
It's funny. I put an alert out on Bitcoin Live. So it had this peak right here, and I saw it pulling back, and I said, I bet it's going to hold right here. And look where it did. Had a nice little bounce right off this resistance here at 22. At what is it? 22.88 and 22.90. It had that nice little move, couple hundred sats. So that was just a fun little chart play. But it looks like it's kind of pulling back, and once again we're right back where we started, Big Chonis, just a minute ago. Or yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the alts that went super hyper parabolic back in our alt run at the beginning of this year. We're back down to that 2,000 Satoshi bounce area, which was great, and this has been a nice kind of follow through after that. But it is the alt; it is going to basically dictate whatever Bitcoin does, and there can be an argument that this was it. Was this the impulse? Was this that bottom impulse? Because we're seeing the RSI falling down, we're seeing a slight OBV drop, and we're seeing the stock RSI reset, at least in a short-term percentage here. Let's keep this area here. If we're able to keep right where you are there, right where your third circle is, that'd be very bullish. Because it basically shows that we basically established this new area now as a floor. If we were to break through this, then the strength of this move could be in question.
It should be in question indeed. So once again, folks, we just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We know some people are just already partying, starting the holiday early. I would never do that. I'm a pure man. Wow, look how small a range we have here, Big Chonis, on this follow-up hour. See how big this candle is for Bitcoin? It's what, like a couple hundred points maybe? 66 to the real body is 66 to 120 points. But look at this. So we have like a very small body. So really the bulls had a big move, and then they kind of just slowed down. So this will be interesting to watch to see what it does here.
Yeah, I mean, this consolidation was needed. I mean, we were really topped off on several indicators. The sideways price action, maybe with the bulls, we're looking for that one more push higher. Consolidations there. Bottom line is, look at that green candle there. As long as the price can stay above that green candle that we had, yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. At least, yeah. Then we're still good. If we start to lose that green candle, if we start to break it underneath, and we can double test that support. If we start to break underneath, then this whole run little had here might be in question, and we could continue this further decline.
I think we'll have to keep an eye on that. Once again, you can find my friend on Twitter at Big Chonis. Find me on Twitter at Big Cheds. And just as I mention every show, we are now offering a monthly option on Bitcoin Live. It is the best-in-class educational platform. I'm working with some great teachers, some great analysts here. And, you know, we've done our founders launch, and now we have opened up monthly and quarterly membership options. If you guys have any questions, definitely please feel free to reach out to me. Very proud to be part of that. And beyond that, I hope you guys have a great, safe holiday. Have a lot of fun. You know, kiss your loved ones, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, take care.